Several factions strongly oppose the US government's move to impose a travel ban on Army Commander Lieutenant General Shavendra Silva and his immediate family members from entering the United States.
Yesterday, the US Department of State issued a travel ban on Commander of the Sri Lanka Army, Lieutenant General Shavendra Silva, over alleged gross violations of human rights during the final phase of Sri Lanka's civil war in 2009. According to a release issued by the State Department, quote, in cases where the Secretary of State has credible information that foreign officials have been involved in a gross violation of human rights or significant corruption, those individuals and their immediate family members are ineligible for entry into the United States, end quote. Responding to the travel ban imposed on Commander of the Sri Lanka Army, Shavendra Silva, Sri Lankan government has taken its strong objection to the imposition of travel restrictions based on independently unverified information. The government reiterated that Lieutenant General Shavendra Silva was appointed as the commander of the army by the then head of state, taking into account his seniority, and that there were no substantiated or proven allegations of human rights violations against him. The Foreign Ministry has issued a statement saying that we do not respect the move. As a government, we are taking steps to convey our stance and act in line with the content of our statement. The US ambassador has been asked to come for a meeting at the Foreign Ministry tomorrow. We do not approve of foreign countries exerting pressure on our country's soldiers and leaders. We have learned that foreign factions are attempting to achieve certain targets after their failed attempts to implement certain international agreements with us. We will not permit any attempts to exert undue influence on our country through agreements such as SOFA. We urge to avoid being affected by these agreements. On behalf of our countries, we will remain committed to stand against such forces irrespective of any differences. Leader of the opposition Sajith Premadasa in a tweet said the imposition of a travel ban on Army Commander Shavendra Silva and his immediate family member is regrettable and unfortunate. The opposition leader added, quote, all of us stand by him and his family at this hour of need, end quote. If a travel ban is imposed on our army commander, I question, can the commander of the US Army travel to any country? The US forces assassinated the Iranian Major General. Are these not crimes? Our government must now say, if this travel ban is not lifted, we will cancel all agreements with the USA. The government must feel some element of shame when a foreign country imposes a travel ban on our army commander. We must save ourselves from such agreements before we fall into further trouble. They are planning to do the same thing with the Human Rights Commission. Shavendra Silva did not fight the war owing to his personal or family problems. He acted to eliminate fear and suspicion from the country, for the country's independent nature and against terrorism on behalf of the people. The peace received by the people was not a result of his commitment towards his personal matters, but towards the country. We will stand by him irrespective of any differences.
I feel that this should be discussed in our country rather than in the US, because the US can take any decision they want. However, we should take decisions on behalf of the identity and the unity of the country. Political policies can differ. However, our main objective is to protect the country as a whole.
Various foreign factions exerted pressure on our government. I wish to state that we will unconditionally stand on behalf of the army, police and civil security force personnel who conduct themselves on behalf of the country and the government.
Certain decisions should be made through diplomatic discussions. I saw that the statement had referred to credible war crimes. A question rises as to how it could be done in a partial manner. Therefore, I believe that the Foreign Relations Ministry will intervene adequately in this regard. This is because he is the current army commander. Such allegations are being made against an appointment made by a sovereign state on a national level. I believe that challenging such appointments is not a good thing to do.
Now,
US Congressman Amy Bera and George Holding met Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa in Colombo this morning and discussed ways of strengthening relations in a number of sectors.
Congressman Bera said, and I quote, "I think this is the most vibrant region and has a lot of potential," unquote. Congressman Bera represents the California's 7th Congressional District in the U.S. House of Representatives and is currently a member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, where he serves as the chair of the Subcommittee on Asia, the Pacific and Non-Proliferation. Prime Minister Rajapaksa said that one of the key priorities for the country at this time is economic development and encouraged more U.S. investments in Sri Lanka. Congressman Holding agreed that there is a real opportunity to strengthen economic relations, pointing out that there is foreign direct investments from Sri Lanka in his own state. Representing North Carolina's 2nd Congressional District, Congressman Holding serves on the House Ways and Means Committee, Budget Committee and Ethics Committee. U.S. Ambassador to Sri Lanka, Elena B. Teplitz, who also attended the meeting, talked about Sri Lanka's larger role in the region.
Now, President of the Philippines, Rodrigo Duterte, threatened to terminate the visiting forces agreement with the U.S. over Washington's cancellation of refusal to grant a visa to former police chief Ronald De La Rosa. During a media briefing yesterday, the president's spokesperson said that President Duterte's decision remains unchanged.
Ronald Bato de la Rosa spearheaded the drug eradication program in the Philippines during his tenure as Philippine National Police Chief. The decision to end the VFA comes after the US cancelled the visa of former Philippines Police Chief Senator Ronald De La Rosa last month, who the Human Rights Watch accuses of leading extrajudicial killings during Duterte's drug war. However, representing the former police chief, President Duterte issued a warning to the US a few weeks ago. We witnessed in the past how various national organizers popped out of everywhere like mushrooms. These organizations were formed by about 3 to 4 people. We urge those organizations to come forward and protect it in front of the US Embassy in Sri Lanka and urge them to stop interfering with our national sovereignty and democracy. We must clearly state that Sri Lanka is not a colony or part of the USA. We strongly condemn the travel ban imposed on our army commander.
පිළිකුල් සහගත ප්‍රතික්ෂේප කරන බව ඉතාමත් පැහැදිලිව කියන්න කැමතියි.